Hey guys, Michael Libra here. Today we're going to talk about should you do intermittent fasting. Alright, so intermittent fasting is just a weight loss strategy. It's got a few benefits to it, but it's just you're just tricking yourself to pretty much, stay in a caloric deficit. Because that extra 400 calories when you're eating your breakfast, it just adds up way more at the end of the day. So it's just hands down the best weight loss strategy, intermittent fasting. And today we're just gonna talk about the most protocol that people use. It's called 16-8 protocol, intermittent fasting. So that's pretty much where you're not eating for 8 hours. No, you're not eating for 16 hours, including your sleep, the time you're sleeping, and 8 hours where you are eating all your calories. And some people will, let's say your first meal would be like around 11 o'clock. Some people, I used to do this. You start eating at exactly 11. You don't have to do that. You can just eat like 11:30 or something. Like, it doesn't really matter. You just gotta push your first meal like further in the day. But it doesn't have to be like till your afternoon to have your first meal. You just whenever you feel like it. But just always skip. You just gotta skip your breakfast. That's it. But yeah, here I'll show you the intermittent fasting 16-8 protocol. Right there. Just pause that if you want. So right there, what I used to do is I used to wake up around 8 and I would have my first meal around 10 or 1 a.m. like 1 a.m. like 1 p.m. like didn't like I kind of got hanged to doing intermittent fasting. I used to eat exactly at 11 o'clock. That was years ago. I've been doing intermittent fasting for like 4 years now. It's probably the best thing ever. And yeah, then you have your second meal around 3 o'clock. It doesn't matter. Just whenever you feel hungry. You don't have to have that set time where you start eating and when you stop eating. 8 p.m. 7 to 8 p.m. was my like last meal. I used to like stop like right like after that. It was like, oh no, it's almost 8 p.m. I gotta stop eating right now. No, you don't have to do that. At the end of the day, it's just gonna matter how much calories you take in to lose some fat. You gotta be in a caloric deficit. Doesn't even matter if you're eating healthy as like. If you're eating way more than what your body needs, you're gonna store some fat. Anyways, that's it right there. That's just the 16-8 protocol. Should you do intermittent fasting? You don't really need to, but it's just a strategy to like keep your calories down. Like, it just helps you stay in that caloric deficit if you're trying to lose weight. And yeah, but if you do intermittent fasting, guys, I would recommend you just to like if it's your first time, you don't have to like let's say you want to start eating at 11. You don't have to do it at exactly 11 o'clock. I used to do it. I'd be like, oh, I can start eating now. No, you don't have to do that. You can eat when you feel like it, but just push your first meal like later in the day. And like the later you push your first meal like to the day, it's gonna be harder for you to eat all those calories in before you go to sleep. It's hard. Like, well, for me, it's yeah. So just be flexible. Be flexible with your eating times. Don't be caught up with the I gotta eat this at this time, exactly at that time. I gotta stop eating my last meal at this time, 8 o'clock. Nah, you can eat. You can still eat like just before you go to bed. Doesn't matter. You don't have to have that set time. All right. So I just recommend you guys to just be flexible with intermittent fasting. Just push your first meal later in the day. The more later in the day you push it, it's gonna be easier for you to keep that calorie down. It's gonna help you with your caloric deficit if you want to stay in there to lose some fat. So that's pretty much it. So intermittent fasting, it's not like you're gonna lose like fat like doing it. You still have to be in a caloric deficit. It's just a strategy. So it's just like it's nothing special. It's just, you know, just strategy. Anyways, that's it. There's a few benefits to intermittent fasting, but talking about fitness here. So if you want to lose some fat, implement intermittent fasting into your life. And I never thought I would do it, but I've been doing it for 4 years now, and I love every bit of it. I don't have to like worry about eating breakfast. Like I get busy like in the morning, so I don't have time to just, you know, cook breakfast and stop unless I'm like having family breakfast, or like I'm out with the friends like having like breakfast and stuff. I go to that still. Like I don't. I try to do it every day, but if there's places that I can go to have breakfast with my fam, like my parents, like fam and stuff, my aunties and all that, have breakfast with them and like some friends, I'll do that. Like that doesn't stop me, like, you know. But yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, if you want to lose fat, body fat, you just got to be in a caloric deficit. That's what you just got to do. And yeah, intermittent fasting is the number one strategy that I use, and it's been pretty trendy right now. So that's all I want to talk about today. Like and subscribe the video.